Great day, good evening to you, my friends. It is Saturday number 3. It's Wednesday. It is midnight. And I wanted to go ahead and go live with you guys, record a message, cut a talk, and share from the heart with y'all, if you will. I don't expect a whole lot of participation tonight, so to speak. It's pretty late, and the amount of people that are plugging in already so far is kind of interesting. Gene, you should be asleep already, my friend. Fernando, I don't even know where you're at or where you're from, but it's probably late where you're at too. And anyways, I just wanted to roll with you guys, talk about some matters of the heart. Monique, welcome. And with that, I'll roll with you guys. The topic of this message, the title of this message is Chase Your Dreams because they come true. And with that being said, that is Arizona. Got it. So you're 2 hours behind me. So it's only 10 where you are. It's still early. But I wanted to encourage you guys to chase your dreams. But that being said, you need to know that there's some work, there's some serious work and effort that has to go into the process of chasing your dreams. Do dreams come true? Yeah, they do. Do they come true easily? No, they don't. Dream chasing is very hard, and it's the reason why so many people don't do it. It's the reason why so many people give up the ghost. It's the reason why so many people start something great but they don't see it through. And I want to encourage you that dreams do come true, but it does require great efforts in order to make those things happen, right? I've been chasing this thing of freedom for a long time, right? I'm 11 years into my journey. And the last 11 years, I've put in some work. There's been some long hours. There's been some sacrifice. There's been some dedication. There's been some rolling up of the sleeves. There's been some putting things on the back burner. There's been some hard life decisions that I've had to make in the pursuit of making dreams come true. But they're starting to come into fruition now. And I'm learning that it's been worth it, right? And so I'll tell you a little bit about my journey, and I'll tell you guys how it relates to you if you'll listen to me here for a minute. Dreams come true, but dreams require a tremendous amount of energy. They require a tremendous amount of effort. They require a tremendous amount of sacrifice. They require a tremendous amount of commitment and discipline to chasing your dream, right? I've had a dream of freedom probably, I think, since the time I was about 18 or 19 years old. I was riding in the U-Haul with my mom going from Dallas to Chicago, and I was the one that was driving, and I let her know because we were having kind of one of those life talk kind of things. And I told her, I said, Mom, when I grow up, I'm not going to work for anybody else. I'm going to work for myself. I'm going to be ultra successful. And I'm going to own my own business. And that's what I'm going to do with my life. And she said, that's great. So what are you going to do and how are you going to do it? Because she was concerned, right? Because most parents think, send your kid to school, have them get good grades, get a degree, and you get a job. And that's how you succeed in this world. And that's the mentality that she was operating in. But I was operating in a belief system of, I'm going to work for me. I'm going to provide my own way. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And I'm going to make it on my own. And she said, cool. What are you going to do? And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what opportunity I'm going to stumble across, but I know how I'm going to live. And that was enough. About 4 years later, fast forward, I'm 23 years old, 22 actually, and I stumbled across a business team, and it provided an opportunity of freedom. It was an opportunity that you could earn enough in your downtime that you could eclipse what you were making in your full time. But to get the ball rolling in this business opportunity required a tremendous amount of effort. And I was in the military at the time whenever I started this opportunity, and I would work in the beginning 40 to 50 hours a week. Towards the middle of it, I was working about 90 hours a week, and I would have to take the spare time that I had, and instead of playing video games, instead of watching TV, instead of hanging out with friends, I would have to invest it in works to make my dreams come true. And I would do that. I made a commitment to myself that for every hour that I worked for another man, I would work for myself. And I did that. When I was working 40 hours a week for someone else, I would work 40 hours a week for myself. That's 80 hours a week that I would put in. When the military bumped up their commitment level on me and they required me to work 60 hours a week, I'd work 60 hours a week for myself, which was 120 hours a week. It didn't leave a whole lot of downtime for anything, and that's including sleep. And I didn't care, because I'll be honest with you guys, I hated every minute of every hour, of every week, of every month, of every year that I ever put in working for another person. I have always wanted to make my dreams come true and work for myself. And I committed myself to doing that. So I got pretty extreme. I would work for somebody else during the course of the day, but I would work for myself in the evening. And it meant losing some sleep. It meant putting some things on the back burner. It meant upping my commitment level and doing things that others weren't willing to do, to live in a manner that others were never going to be able to live. And so, a network marketing company, you have to build your company. You have to staff your business. And you have to find people who you can bring into your opportunity. And so, the way that they teach you to do this is you go through your phone list and you'll reach out to those people. You'll go through your Facebook list and you reach out to those people. But once you're done with your phone list and once you're done with your Facebook list, well, there's 7 billion people in this world. And if you didn't staff your company enough off the people you know, you got to go meet somebody else. So I would have to go out into the marketplace and I'd have to meet strangers. I would go to a Best Buy. I'd go to a Target. I'd go to a mall. I'd go to a gas station. I would go wherever that I could bump into a stranger, start a conversation with them, and offer my opportunity to them. And so I'd wake up super early, because the military, you got to get up early. And my lunch break was only an hour long. And what I would do on my lunch break is I would be in a full military uniform. I would run to my car. I'd have a change of clothes. I would change into a civilian status clothing, and I would drive 15 to 20 minutes, depending on traffic, to the city that was closest to me. I'd park my car on the side of the street. I was in the middle of Norfolk, which was a city in Virginia, and I'd have about 5, maximum 10 minutes to go shake hands and meet strangers and give them an opportunity to do what it is that I do. So in 5 to 10 minutes, would have 3 to 5 conversations. I would have to hop back in the car, drive 15, possibly 20 minutes back. I would have to change back into a military uniform while doing this to get back to work, because I only had an hour break, and it was a 20-minute commute both ways, 5 to 10 minutes to shake hands with people. And I'd have to change from military to civilian to military in the time being, and then run back through the hospital to get back in time before I got in trouble from my superiors. And I did that every single day, 5 days a week. Why? Because in that 5 to 10 minutes that I was meeting strangers, I had an opportunity to make my dreams come true. And I did that. When I got off work, I would change back into my civilian attire. I wouldn't go home. I wouldn't play video games. I wouldn't watch TV. I wouldn't spend time with my significant other. I would drive around for 4, 5, 6 hours trying to meet people, shake hands, offer them an opportunity, and have meetings with people that I was pulling into my network. On Tuesday evenings, I would show up at 8 o'clock to an opportunity meeting that would start at 8. The opportunity meeting would end at 9. The training would start at 9:30. The training would end at 11. And then for those who were committed, they would go out to get something to eat at an IHOP, a Denny's, or wherever afterwards at midnight. And we'd stay there till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, talking about making our dreams come true and doing things that matter. And I'd have to be up at 5 in the morning, but I'd stay out till 3. I'd drive home. It would be 3:45. I would catch an hour and 15 minutes of sleep. And I'd go to work the next day. That's what I would do during my work week. On my weekends, I had people on my team, but I was in the military and I lived in a military town. None of them lived close to me. I had a guy named Jesse on my team. He lived, or was from, New York. New York was 7 hours away from me. And you had to pay $40 or $50 in tolls to get there. And every other weekend I committed to going to New York to go meet with his people. On the weekends I wasn't with him, I had another guy on my team named Leo that was from Miami. Miami from Virginia is 15 hours. I would drive 15 hours one way to go meet with his people. And every other weekend I would drive to Miami. Every other weekend I drive to New York. Every other weekend I drive to Miami. Every other weekend I drive to New York. I put 50,000 miles. Listen to me. I put 50,000 miles on my car a year. I did that for multiple years. I killed cars. Why? You put 50,000 miles on anything in a year's time, it's not going to be happy with you. I didn't care. Why? Dreams come true and I was chasing my dream. During the process of this, I got stationed on a ship, an aircraft carrier. It was a duty station that I had. And when you work on an aircraft carrier, you don't work normal hours. It doesn't apply to you. You worked every week, 6 days a week, and some weeks, 7 days a week. And you were putting in 90 hours in total. And I lived 45 minutes away. So my commute was an hour and a half a day plus 90 hours a week that I was working. I didn't stop chasing my dream. For 9 months, and y'all might think I'm lying or you might think I'm crazy, and it's a little bit, not of both. I was crazy. I truly did never sleep more than an hour and a half a day for 9 months. And sometimes it was less. And what I would literally have to do is I would take my cell phone and I would put it to my ear and I would put tape around my head. And I would literally tape my phone to my ear. And I wouldn't sleep at home. I would sleep in the parking lot because I had to walk a mile to get to work because there was no covered parking anywhere close. So I would literally park a mile away from work and I would have to walk that just to get in. And I lived 45 minutes away, so there was no way that I could go home. So I would sleep in the middle of the street in my car. I would have my change of clothes of my military uniform behind me, and I slept an hour and a half or less every single day for 9 months with a cell phone taped to my ear so it would be loud enough that I could wake up. Why did I do that? Because dreams come true. Or at least I believe they did. And a sacrifice had to be paid. There was one time while I was stationed on this ship that I did wake up. I did go to work. We had a break before a meeting. All of us had to, what they call muster, pull together. And there was a little back closet. And I went into this back closet just to catch a 15-minute nap because it had been about 5 months and I hadn't slept more than an hour and a half in 5 months and I was tired. I was incredibly tired. I used to fall asleep in traffic. If there was a traffic jam and we all had to stop for 30 seconds, I'd fall asleep in the middle of the highway. And I'd wake up 5 minutes later and there'd be cars on the left and right of me. I go, holy crap, I almost died. And I didn't care. But I fell asleep in this little closet. And I didn't wake up. The alarm didn't wake me up this time. And the door only opened from the inside.